rock me mama.
Welcome back. I'm Macy Pruitt.
And I'm Amy Miriello, and this is Rock Me Mama.
Oh.
We
didn't
got
even
it.
practice.
We got it. It only took 14 episodes or whatever.
I know. Well, yeah.
How are you?
I'm actually in a really bad mood.
Are you?
Can you not feel that?
No.
Oh, good. Okay.
No, like literally not at all.
Really?
Are you really in a bad mood?
Yeah, I feel like I walked in and you could probably like feel my energy.
Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
I was just staring at your boobs.
Yeah, they're out.
No, it's fine. It's good. Don't change. But we were getting a lot of requests from you guys and a lot of topic requests, and we were reading through them, and they were pretty awesome.
They're really good. I have them pulled up.
Okay. So we're going to talk about one of them. We're going to read them and talk about one of them today and make it that our topic.
I'm just scrolling through. Y'all gave some really good ones.
Yeah.
A lot of them were we brainstormed what we want to do for episodes. And a lot of these were.
We already had thought of.
Yeah. Which means we're on the same wavelength, mamas. Let's do marriage after kids.
Ooh. Spicy.
Yeah. That's E's new favorite word.
I know. I heard him say that.
Piscy?
Spicy?
He picked up the pecans and goes, Piscy?
You're like, no, babe.
Okay.
Marriage after kids.
Where to begin? Somebody else said bitterness. I prefer the word resentment.
Yeah.
I think that's more.
Is bitterness and resentment, are they somewhat the same thing?
I literally look at producer Morg like she's an encyclopedia.
Yeah. She's like the oracle.
Bitterness is probably a kinder way to say it.
Well, bitterness begins and resentment begins in the early stages of really pregnancy, when you're like, you don't have to go through any of this and I'm suffering. And I'm miserable. I'm bloated. I feel like Satan's asshole, like Morgan feels right now. And they're like living their lives, and you're like, wow, that's when it first separates you.
I'm sitting here trying to think of the best way to like just kindly say like, yeah. Because I like this second pregnancy wasn't as bad, but I was a raging bitch to Chase our first pregnancy. And it was because of resentment.
Yeah.
And like he wasn't doing, I just couldn't do things.
Yeah.
Or like I felt a certain way, but like somehow everything was his fault.
And also COVID, we both went from like partying hard to, when you're pregnant, you can't do anything.
Right.
So you start resenting them there because they get to like have a beer and they get to like, feel normal and not worry about what they're eating. Because there's so many weird like dietary things that may or may not really matter. But you, especially in your first pregnancy, really do kind of go by the book. Because you're like, if I eat this piece of sushi and my kid has a T-Rex arm, I'm never going to forgive myself.
Is that what they say happens?
No, I made that up.
Their arms get small? Oh, okay.
I made that up. But you know what I mean? It's like, what if the kid comes out and something's up and you're like, it was the salmon.
The sushi.
So, you really follow by the book. And I remember thinking it was so funny, like the pregnancy glow thing. Because
I did not have that.
Well, people are like, oh, the pregnancy glow. And like, towards the second trimester, I feel like my skin and my hair were kind of glowing and doing well. But I attributed that simply to not being like a crackhead. You know what I mean? Like I went from smoking tons of cigarettes, drinking like martinis all the time, like partying hard, like just being reckless, not sleeping. And then all of a sudden I'm like just drinking smoothies and like going on walks and drinking tea. Of course I'm glowing.
Sleeping. Yeah.
Of course I'm glowing.
Yeah, I didn't get pregnancy glow with either of my pregnancies. My skin, I mean, you saw me during pregnancy. It was even worse with E. Like I get the red.
Your skin immediately cleared up.
Literally, like he came out and it was like, wow. Yeah, pregnancy glow is not a thing for me. But yeah, the resentment starts, bitterness, whatever we're calling it, starts. The fly. It's on my microphone. There's a fly in the studio. It just landed on my microphone. Like it probably picked up the sound.
Yeah, it's part of the show.
Okay. Anyways, that started for me in pregnancy. And I remember, again, it wasn't as bad this time because like we already had a kid.
Yeah.
So, their life didn't change that much for Chase. And I'd already done it before. But first pregnancy, I think that the man like thinks that he has, it's almost like his last like hurrah. And so it's like they have to get it out.
Oh my God, Nick drank so much my whole pregnancy.
I think they think that like life as they know it is just over.
Well, they're right.
We'll just phrase it as it changes drastically.
They're right. Their life doesn't change the way ours changes.
No.
And I'll never believe that. It just doesn't.
No.
And even when the baby comes out, of course their life changes and it's hard and they're not sleeping and they're helping us. If they're good men, they're helping.
Yeah.
But they can't help in so many ways. Yeah. They can't nurse. They can't nurse your kid.
Cue resentment too.
Yeah.
Like we can switch from pregnancy resentment because this is about marriage after kids. But the worst, we were talking about this earlier today. They don't hear things. There have been times.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
They
sleep through everything. Yeah.
There have been times where I'm currently sleeping next to a newborn, right? And their cries aren't subtle. They're not like, wah. I mean, it's a scream.
Yeah. It's like
there have been times where Chase has slept through it.
Oh yeah. Nick did too.
We'll wake up the next morning, me for the 7th time and him for the 2nd time. And he's like, wow, that was a really good night. And I'm like,
yeah. He needs to stop saying things like that.
He does that all the time.
Chase.
He'll be like, I'm so
rested.
Tired. And I'm like,
yeah, he'll be like, oh, I
really?
Yeah.
I was playing Passy Pong for 3 hours last night.
Yeah.
Just over and over
the
again.
old Passy Pong.
And he's literally mouth breather 101. You've seen how both of my sons breathe.
Yeah.
Just literally like this. Eli walks around like this. They got it from Chase.
That's a really good impression.
Yeah, they got it from Chase. Yeah. It actually is it's a genetic thing. We're learning about this right now. Because the girl that's doing the therapy work, the oral therapy work on why it's he doesn't need to be breathing his mouth open. I'm like, oh, well, my almost 3-year-old and my 31-year-old husband do we need to work on them too? But anyways, I'll look over while Wyatt's crying and Chase is literally just out snoring so loud.
And you're like
yes. And the
rage. You really do look at them with such hatred.
I was gonna say disdain. So yeah.
Yeah. Such hatred. I used to, in the beginning when we were co-sleeping, I straight up kicked Nick out of the bed. I was like, you can sleep somewhere
You're not
else.
welcome, sir.
I was like, because this dance that we're doing all night, it's my hell.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to watch you sleeping during my hell.
When we did sleep training with Eli, I've told you, we did 2 nights. It was super, super painless, to be honest. 45 minutes of each night. And he was done. Chase rolled over probably 3 minutes into eat crying the first night and goes, this is so bad. I feel so mean. And I was like, oh no, this was the second night. And I was like, you are not a part of this. I'm sitting over here on my phone, taking notes so that I can remember how long it's been and what all I'm supposed to do. Yeah. And I was like, let me do this. And he just rolls back over and falls back asleep.
You're you're literally sleeping. You can't be that hurt.
You can't be. Yeah. This is not, let's just interject this really quick. We really love our husbands. If you listen to season 1,
they know that.
Surely you know.
They know that. Everyone that has a husband complains about their husband.
Well, and how long their shits are.
Oh, the 45-minute dump. That's something I think all women across the world talk about. Once you have a kid, that your husband...
Chase was doing this before kids. They're longer
Nick
now.
was doing it before kids too, but I didn't care because I was like, go. I don't give a fuck.
Have to have some time.
Now I need your help. She's running around like a psycho and he's like, hey babe, do you mind if I go to the bathroom?
At least
when they ask though, that means they know it's going to be 45 minutes.
Yeah, or they know you're going to get mad at them for disappearing. Remember when I texted y'all 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I was furious.
Yeah.
I had both of the boys were awake and Chase just pulls a Houdini act. And after he's gone for 10 minutes, I know where he is.
They're in the bathroom.
I'm getting an Instagram message from him. I'm like, okay, so he's sitting on his phone, sending me, reels and
memes. Yeah.
And this was an example of resentment, honestly, where it really probably shouldn't have come up. But I was so mad at him because he just disappeared. And I'm with both boys. And I didn't have to be. If he had asked and said, hey, is this a good time?
Then that's when I honestly feel that single mothers, and we've said this before, like deserve Nobel Peace Prizes.
Oh, and then some.
Because I can't.
I can't either.
I'm with her alone most of the now he's back in the office, so most of the week. And even though he really couldn't help me before because he was working, even just a little diaper change or a little help here and there. And Morgan's has done it alone a fair bit, but it's
a lot,
and especially with more than one kid, it's like it's a 2-man job.
It is, but when Chase is around, I think I expect more. Not I think. I do expect more.
Yeah.
And so for some reason in ways it's almost easier when I'm by myself because I'm like this is what
true. I agree with you 100%.
And so I think there isn't,
and you're less annoyed when
I don't really resent him when he's
not there.
Yeah, but when he's there, that's when it happens because it's almost like he's there and I'm expecting him to do things.
Yeah.
Or like maybe drop the poop down to 20 minutes instead of 45.
Yeah.
You know?
I would love to hear, I mean, we'll talk to the boys at the end of this season, but I would love to hear like what they feel marriage has changed since.
I don't know if either of them would answer, honestly.
Kids. I don't know if they would. I mean, like just.
Because I feel like you and I would both be like.
Well, like just for an example, like today, I haven't showered in 2 days because I'm not one of those. I was talking to Morgan. I'm not one of those women that find showers to be like, ugh, it's me time. It's therapy.
I hate showering.
I loathe showering because it's time that I have to fucking like. I want to lay on the couch when I'm not watching her or momming or cleaning or doing laundry or working. I want to lay on the fucking couch.
Yeah.
I don't want to shave my legs.
Yeah.
And shave my underarms and my vag and fucking oil myself up, lotion and then blow dry my hair because I have such long hair. It's like you can't. Yeah, I don't really even blow dry it anymore. I've just started not doing it. But like even just brushing it out.
I don't own a blow dryer.
Just brushing it.
So it's all air dry.
But you have to brush through it, right? You brush your hair, or it wouldn't look.
Does it look like I
when it was
my hair?
wet? You brushed it.
No.
So can you get your fingers through it?
Sometimes I just
see if I didn't brush my hair, it would be an afro.
Well, yeah.
So just all of that, and then so today I was like, oh, I should probably shower. Didn't shower. I'm ovulating right now, so I've been getting good for.
Woo.
I'm on like day 5.
Oh, are you?
I think it's my ovulation day today, and I know that because this month I didn't do the ovulation tests and I didn't do the Mira because I'm trying to take the stress off myself a little bit, and I feel like psychotically checking all that stuff all day is like kind of making me crazy.
I would think it would make anybody crazy.
A little bit. I mean, I do like it because I like to see the numbers and it's interesting, but I think it's kind of making me feel, oh, it's gonna happen this time because I'm peaking.
Yeah.
So I've decided to not do that, but I still know that I'm ovulating because it's my Flow app told me, and it's in my window, and you're getting the discharge, and then you're getting I get the ovulation pains that are really, I can feel when I'm ovulating.
Really?
Yeah, I can feel like right this month it's the left, and last month it was the right. Like I can feel those sides.
Yeah.
That are ovulating, which is kind of fucking crazy,
She's
right?
So proud of you.
Morgan loves that stuff. Anyway, so like, just cut to like marriage after kids, haven't showered, definitely worked out. So I can like legit smell myself. And I go, he's like in his office, and I like walked up during her nap, and I was like, you got time for some sex? And he was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And he was like,
never gets old for him.
Yeah, and he was like so excited. And I told you, this is the same thing I did 2 days ago or yesterday.
I was going to tell this
I
story.
literally just went to the end of the bed, and I turned around, and I pulled my pants down.
Shoes and socks still on.
I left my socks on. I left my shoes on. I pulled my pants down. I didn't kiss him. I went like this to his. I went like this. I literally. He took his pants down. And I went. then
Slap the bag.
somehow I was like patting it. Somehow it worked. Then I turned
I'll
around.
have to try that one next time.
Yeah, you just go like this. You don't have to do anything. Just pat, pat, pat. So then I turned around.
God.
He had a great time for 30 seconds.
Yeah, sure.
And then I did a handstand and I pulled my pants back and he went to work. Literally. That was
done and done.
That was sex when you're trying with a kid.
She came over yesterday and what? Oh, because you were giving me some shorts.
Yeah.
And
I dropped off some
Chase
shorts.
and I are sitting there. I'm like holding Wyatt. Chase
Yeah,
and
you
I
were
are
like,
sitting
do you
there.
want to hang or like, do you want something? I was like, I got to get
She
good.
goes, I gotta go home and have sex with Nick. Oh, and Chase like knows all.
Yeah,
so he
Chase
was
doesn't
like,
care.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I
pretty
get
funny.
it.
Yeah, so sex after kids. I think somebody else said that too.
It doesn't bother. I don't know what that. It does not bother Nick at all. He's not.
That's wild.
He's like happy to be there and just happy to help. He does not. He's not like, oh, like of course he would like me, and of course there are like the other night we actually like did it and we're making out and we're doing the whole thing, but that just takes so much fucking energy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I just
definitely
can't
does.
stand to do that all the time anymore. You know, it sounds horrible, but I can't. I'm too
I think
tired. I'm too tired to
surely
do the whole song and
most, I'll say
dance.
most,
Like
yeah.
I don't want to foreplay. I don't want. Don't worry about me.
And sometimes you do. I mean,
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like I'm horny for it. You know,
Yeah.
like. But that's like it's rare.
Yeah. Our sex conversations are very different than yours right now
Yeah.
because Chase just had his first vasectomy consultation.
Okay, so he went in for the consultation. Did
Yes.
they touch him and like
Oh, I didn't
do an
even
ultrasound or you didn't ask?
One of the first questions the doctor asked him was, no.
You didn't say how to go.
I literally was like, "What's the protocol?"
Yeah, you're
But,
like, when are you getting
yeah,
snipped?
when are we done with this? One of the first questions the doctor asked Chase was, "Does your wife know you're here?"
Men,
And I was
so men do it all the time.
I was
without
like, "Was your
telling.
follow-up question, do men say no to this?"
Of course. I'm sure men get vasectomies without telling people because they just don't want to keep getting someone pregnant.
Yeah, maybe just like
I mean, it's wrong.
keep your
It's
dick in your
it's-
pants.
Yeah.
then.
But
Or,
I'm
well, I
sure
guess
it
if you're-
happens.
Yeah, that was crazy to me. But yeah, our sex life after kids currently is trying to navigate that. Well, we haven't even had it since
You haven't
Wyatt's
tried because,
been born.
well, it's scary. After
Well,
you have,
it's scary,
Yeah.
and I've been like holding out for post vasectomy because I kind of in my head I'm like, okay, once this is done, like there's no worries, we're good to go. But we just found out that we have to wait. What did I say?
3 months.
Before
Well, so
having
you're just gonna-
unprotected sex. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, the thought of putting a condom on my postpartum or in my postpartum vagina makes me.
but why don't you just pull out?
Oh, we will. Well, and I haven't started my
And
period
pulling
yet.
out, if you're tracking your ovulation
Yeah.
and you know your cycle and you really pull out with enough time, like it's very successful.
Well, I think the fear is I was tracking my ovulation when I got pregnant with Wyatt.
and you didn't know you were ovulating,
No, I did.
and you
Or I just, it
and
was
you let
either
him
so wrong.
and you let him go.
No, my thing was either really, I guess my tracker was,
But was he pulling out?
gosh, I don't remember.
Because I
don't know. I
mean,
don't
you
remember.
guys, ladies, you know this about me. I don't get good for free.
I know.
I don't get good for free. So just don't let him go.
Oh, I won't. I've told him he has
Let
to
him
pull
go
out.
anywhere but you.
We were just kind of waiting.
You can go anywhere but you.
I love it. No goo. Well, I
No
can't
go
rhyme
on
about
you.
myself.
No, but seriously, it's like just I think that because I mean, fuck condoms once you're married.
I know.
And it's
Well,
it
and I
doesn't feel
haven't-
good at all. It's
I
terrible.
haven't started my period, so that's a factor as well. But
Can you get pregnant if I think you technically can get pregnant if you haven't started?
I don't even like. I just have so much to learn.
Yeah, I'm learning just because I'm like, you know, not able to get pregnant.
Right.
But I didn't know anything either.
But yeah, our sex life is that currently. We're gonna rip the Band-Aid off here pretty soon. But the first time,
Isn't it nice though? Right now, you don't have to worry about the pressure of it.
No, I like. It's been a while.
Oh, like you
I
want
just,
to.
Yeah, I just don't like going that long in my relationship.
Because it's hard for your relationship. It's bad for the relationship. Yeah, I get that.
And that's why when he was like, oh my God, I forgot to tell you. We were laying in bed last night. He's like, I forgot to tell you that it's 3 months afterwards. And I was like, what? And he was like, I mean, unprotected. He was like, we can do it with a condom. And I was like, oh, well, if that's the case, then we need to just like we just need to rip the Band-Aid off. Like, I've been holding out for that, which like, I don't even know why now that I'm saying this out loud, but I was like, we just need to rip the Band-Aid off, get the first time over with so that we can like, that fear that I have of it, like we can get rid of that.
Yeah.
And of course he's like, well, do you want to do it right now? I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah. He's like, right now's a great time for me.
No. But yeah, that's
you need to because
I don't like going a long time.
We all know that you need to, even if you're not feeling it, have sex as a fair bit with your partner just to keep that part of it.
Yeah.
Because even for me, like when I'm not in the mood at all, if I know it's been long enough, and for me, I don't like us to go longer than a week and a half or 2 weeks,
I don't either.
Because I feel that, I don't know, my husband starts to get like a little aggro.
Yeah.
But also I feel because I was in a long-term relationship where we were great friends and that part of it was lost and it ruined us. And that's happened more than once in a relationship where for me, it was lost and you can't get it back.
Yeah.
Once you lose it, it's really hard to get back. So you really have to like, I'm a big proponent of taking it for the team and you can get into it. Like sometimes I don't think I am in the mood and then I'm like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did that. It made us feel closer.
Right. See, and it's always worth it to feel that. And that's why I don't like, this is with the exception of pregnancy. When you're pregnant, there are no rules. There are no rules.
Yeah.
Like I don't. And I'm very fortunate that Chase is very understanding with that. Like he never, ever, ever puts pressure on it. Ever.
See, I just think Nick was just spanking his ham literally my whole pregnancy so much. Like I know he was.
Had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, he was just spanking it all the time.
He was doing this.
He was to himself. He was patting himself.
But I don't like to go more than once a week feels like winning. I don't like to go more than 2 weeks.
Once a week is I have a friend that, and granted they were just together a couple months when they got pregnant. They weren't meaning to get pregnant, but they ended up being real, they're really in love and they're really happy and they have a kid now and they've been together for a while, but they still have sex every single day. And I am fucking flabbergasted by it. Like every time she tells me. How long have they
been together?
Probably like 2 years almost.
Okay.
So yeah, it's new, but they had a kid.
Jeez. Yeah, that's really.
A kid puts a strain on a relationship, especially a new one. Yeah. And also they're doing really great. But every time she tells me, I'm like, damn, like, good for you.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, Nick and I have been together almost 7 years, like about 7 years. And you guys have been together, what, 10 years or something? There ain't no fucking way I'm having sex every day. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, it is tiring to do. Some days, sometimes it's like, oh, fine, whatever. Let them do their thing and you're done so quick. But other days it's like I'd rather slit my eyes out with shards of glass than have sex right now.
I also feel, and I don't know if many people would agree with this. I'm sure men would not, but I feel like having a little space in between makes it a little bit more meaningful each time too.
Yeah.
I sound like
I'm sure men are like, oh, shut up. Men don't care about that. But for us.
Yeah, because for women that if we aren't emotionally into it, then it's literally just like that,
Well, and I don't know if this is true, but I read something somewhere that lube can take away from your ability to get pregnant. I don't know. Has anyone ever I'm looking at Morg. That certain lubes can like make it harder to get pregnant.
Oh,
and so
Becca posted about this on her story the other day. Yeah.
So what is it? So we don't use lube while we're trying.
It's something with I may butcher this, but our levels of our pH. I was gonna say that's what I was thinking levels, of, but then I was like, that's what's in water. That's not. Yeah. So it's with our pH levels. apparently some of them, I don't know what they do, but it's not good for those.
Yeah.
We just use coconut oil.
That's what I think we should do. But like we don't use, any for the when we're, so I have to at least not be bone dry. You know what I mean?
No. Coconut oil works really well.
Yeah.
And it smells good.
Yeah.
It's in the kitchen if you run out.
That's what we'll use. We have it. I have that too.
Yeah.
But I thought I did read something about like lube being, I don't know. I'm so in my head about the stupid getting pregnant thing that it's like, I feel like I'm probably making myself not get pregnant by overthinking all of it.
I don't know how you, I don't know how you don't do that though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you can just all of a sudden be like, turn it off.
No, I don't know either.
If it happens, it happens.
Well, if it happens, it happens is fine. But like at 40, that's like not how it happens. My mom, when I talked to my mom about it, she's like, just have fun with it. I said, Mom, I have a toddler. No one's having fun with it.
Yeah.
And second of all, I'm 40. You were 26.
Yeah.
It's different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Like
it's not an accident when you are older. You don't get pregnant by accident. I mean, some women do, but I'm sure as hell not.
Yeah.
So like I have to figure out a way to like get my head like just, I don't know.
I don't know how you, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you don't like
think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, because during the ovulation time, I'm thinking about it because I'm tracking it and we're doing it with a purpose. And then for the 2 weeks after that you wait, you're like, should I be drinking this wine or should I be
like when can I take the pregnancy test?
Yeah, like can I? And then I'm feeling, I heard that the second time you told me, and so did Spencer and everyone I know, that the second time you get pregnant, you don't feel the same feelings. Like your boobs don't hurt as much, which mine was the first indicator was my boobs.
Same. And I had nothing this time.
So how did you know? You just felt it?
After Eli. Yeah, I just
like you felt
knew.
a feeling that you were pregnant,
like in my head, heart.
So
mind.
I knew I was pregnant in my heart with Farrah.
Yeah,
like besides for my boobs, I just had it in my heart.
That's how it was with Wyatt.
And every month I have told both of you, like I don't feel it in my heart that I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
But I also think that if I did feel it in my heart, I would be weary to tell you guys because I wouldn't want it. Well, like if I was wrong, I would feel stupid.
Yeah.
I would feel stupid and I would feel heartbroken.
Yeah.
So now I'm in this place where I've like psyched myself out from feeling anything because I don't want to be excited. And then I don't want to overthink it negatively.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how women do this for 10 years. Like some women try to get pregnant for like 10 years.
I know. I don't know.
For me, it's been a year and it's a total mindfuck.
Yeah. I don't know how it couldn't be. I really don't.
Yeah.
Because there's so much thought and planning that has to go into it. I don't know how you could just be like, turn it off.
No, I know. And I'm like jinxing it right now by talking about it probably.
Knock on wood. We're going to make the dogs bark. Nope, we're good. Well.
Anyway, marriage after
I feel like there was one other story that I was going to tell, but.
Tell.
I can't remember what it was. I think that. The worst part, and we can wrap it up soon, but the worst part about resentment with husbands, partners, whatever, after marriage is that, like, deep down, like, in the middle of the night when, like, he's not purposely sleeping through
No, they're not purposely. And also, like, I think when I was young, like, I think in other relationships that weren't my marriage, I always kind of thought, well, I can get out of this. Like if you hated them enough or something happened enough, like I can get out of this. But with our marriages, of course we could get divorced. But I genuinely don't think any of us want to. We all want to be married to these people.
Yeah.
Not just because we have kids, but because we want to be married to these people.
Yeah.
And so when you're constantly resenting your husband, it feels shitty.
Yeah.
Because
it's a buildup too.
Because it builds up and also it's someone that you're like, I chose you, I love you, and like, I don't want to fucking have these feelings towards you. And I don't know how to like, and of course it changes. They'll do something cute and you're like, all right, there it is.
Yeah.
But there have been times, especially when you first have your kid, those postpartum, like kind of baby blues-ish times where you're like, I don't even know if I like am in love with you in the same way.
Oh yeah, it's just a weird time.
Yeah, and it really fucks your brain up.
Yeah.
Because to think that you could fall out of love with someone at that kind of such an important time. Even though that's not what it is, it's just that it's been like your brain has been overtaken by hormones, and you're so obsessed with this kid that you don't have room for them for a while.
Well, and that's what it is.
You just don't.
When with your kid, it's you and them against the world. Like, especially like with E, it was the two of us.
Yeah,
and Chase like loved him. He helped, still do, but like at that time frame, I'm speaking in the past. Like, I remember thinking like, it's us, like we are a team.
Yeah,
this is my world. The weight of the world is on my shoulders with him, and Chase was just like there. And but so it wasn't anything against him.
But it's a shitty, scary feeling sometimes when you question your love for your partner because your whole self is
you just don't have anything to give,
and then you realize, okay, like I said, something will happen. Or
that's another.
You'll laugh together for a long time, and you'll be like, "That's what it is. That's what we have."
We actually, I think it was either last week or 2 weeks. It was probably 2 weeks ago because this last week's been a little bit better. But I don't remember what brought up the conversation. But Chase basically said, "You know, this is hard for me too." And of course, you know, you hear that and you're like, "What's fucking hard for you?"
Yeah.
But he was like, "This is hard for me too," because he said, "Please don't take this the wrong way, but you just don't have any room for me right now." He was like, it's Eli, it's Wyatt, it's taking care of yourself. He was like, and then you want to see your friends for your sanity. He was like, and then, you know, you run a business. So there's nothing of you that's left to give to me. And like, that's true. Like, that's true. And then those moments when he says that, that's when it's like a slap in the face.
It makes you feel really upset.
And then that
it wakes you up a little bit.
Yeah. But it does take having a night or like a good laugh, like you were saying, or a reconnection. Like we had my friend's wedding this last weekend and we left a little bit early because we brought Wyatt to the wedding. And we came home and we'd been saving this bottle of wine from my other friend Grace's wedding in California. And we'd been saving it for like the right moment. And it was so beautiful this last weekend. Wyatt was asleep. E was with my sister-in-law. And it was the first time that we like had a sunshiny porch day with like one kid. And Chase was like, I'm going to get the nice bottle of white wine. And we ended up having such a fun afternoon. We stayed up way too late. Well, that's not true. Our schedule is, we're always awake, whatever. But we like didn't wrap it up normal. Because we were having so much fun and we were laughing and crying and like, it was just a good.
You need those times so much.
And we both were like, this was so much fun. And it was like we were chasing Macy again.
Well, what would you say would be something that you would give as like to tie this up? And I'll do one too. But like the advice that you would give for your personal relationship, something that you feel keeps you guys connected when it's so hard to be connected and it's so easy to resent.
I think having, for us, this may not work for everybody, but we remind ourselves how strong our foundation is and the foundation that we've built. And even when it feels like maybe it's kind of sinking or like we're kind of hitting rock bottom or I feel like we're disconnected or whatever, we'll let it build up a little bit and then we have a conversation about it. And Chase is really good about saying like there's nothing to worry about with us. Like we always bring it back down. We've got a strong anchor. We've got a strong foundation. Like we're us. We will be fine. And I think just being able to communicate, like right now it's really hard. Like I feel very not even disconnected from Chase. We just don't have husband and wife time. And our time when we're together is, you know, we run a business together. So it's talking about work. It's talking about kids. Or it's sitting in silence. And there's no like us time. And there have been several moments. That was honestly why I was in a bad mood before I came here. Because I was feeling that and I like got upset with him. Because I was like, I feel like we just like same conversation. And he looked at me and he was like, babe, we are fine. Like we are always fine. You just have to remember that this is a time. This is a period of our life. This is a stage of our relationship. We'll get past this. You have to remember that we have a great foundation, and we're strong and we're fine. And so just always kind of like remembering where you're rooted and being confident in that and like communicating that.
Yeah.
That's kind of what works for us.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Ours is we do pillow talk. So we have like our pillow talk now that, well, when we were in the beginning phases, you can't really, you know, the baby's in the room with you and you're trying to be quiet. But we almost every night lay together in bed and we talk about how our day was.
Oh, that's great.
And then we always laugh and we'll send each other and we'll sit there and we'll look at like different recipes, like food. And we'll just like look at food and be like, oh my God, that fucking looks so good. And then we'll just laugh about things. And then we'll end the night like that almost every single night. Yeah. And I think when we're really disconnected, we don't do that. And it really affects like him, especially. He can't sleep. He'll toss and turn. If we don't say a good night, I love you, he'll toss and turn.
Yeah.
And if we don't have like our pillow talk, I'll be like, I'm more evil, so I can turn my head and be silent and just pretend to be asleep because I'm a woman and I'm innately evil.
Right. I know you're saying that and I'm like, wait, I do that too.
I'm like, motherfucker, I don't even want to talk.
Like the big
he'll be like the whole night. I'm like, we get it. You're perturbed. But I think pillow talk has been like something that we both really like love and value in our relationship that gets us back to like center.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's really sweet.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's wrap
we're going to wrap it up.
Cheers
to marriage after kids.
Oh, and the 45-minute.
And the 45-minute dump.
Rock, rock, rock me, mama.